You're watching MIA, where we go behind the brand to see how successful women manage it all with actionable tips and tricks you can use to create the brand you want and the balance you crave. Managing it all. And today we'll be speaking with Monique Hollowell, the founder of Femme Incorporated. And she's been awarded the Woman of Excellence Small Business of the Year Award in Sacramento. And she's also the author of Belly Fit Basics and Exercisology, which we will be talking about today. So Monique, thank you so much for coming on today. I'm so excited to talk to you. I feel like I'm talking to a big wig today. So
thank you.
Tell me a little bit about how your mindset, kind of how you got started on this whole path. Like, why did you even start? Tell me what your life looked like before.
Wow. Well, let's see. I really was seriously motivated. I was working for a pretty large, big corporation.
Yeah.
And I've always, within us, we always have some type of passion that we know we should do more. We have a greater purpose, even if it's in the current company, right, that we work with.
Right.
And I will never, ever forget that I had been there at this company for about 5.5, 6 years, and I was ready. I was like, okay, I was an executive director. I wanted to have some ownership. The company was growing. And the CEO at that time said, you know what? We are only building an employee-only corporation now. We are bringing in no more shareholders or nobody else who can have ownership in the company. And at that time, I said, you know what? I think it's time for me to move on. Yeah. And that was my big turning point at that time, saying, okay, I need to have that ownership. I need to have just that complete engagement in what I do.
Right.
That is for me to have my own business.
So at that time, did you have Talon? That's your son.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he now? And did you have him at the time?
Right. He is just turned 9. Oh my goodness, my little boy's just growing up.
Yeah.
And he was only a year and a half turning at that time. I know. So it was like an energy, do or die, exhaustion.
Yeah.
Are you still going to work at this company? Are you going to do entrepreneurship?
Yeah.
And I was over 30 health clubs. So I'm talking about I was hopping the corporate plane, flying down to places, commuting. So it was, what the heck am I going to do?
But you had a pretty busy life before that though too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, before you decided to become an entrepreneur, it was taking a lot out of you and your lifestyle anyway. The lifestyle didn't really fit with the 18-month-old even.
Absolutely. And
so,
it really didn't. But, you do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You're a passionate person and there's so much more that you want to give of yourself.
Yeah.
You make time for it and you work through it.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how that transition, what your husband say when you were like, I'm going to come home and I'm dropping everything, my stable job, over 30 health clubs, and I'm going to start. Did you know you were going to start Fitfully Femme? Did you already have a concept?
Well, I did. When I had a big privilege when I was working for the health club, because I was also a presenter. So I presented a lot of the trade shows and conferences and did a lot of journalism. And so I did a lot of research. And when I found out that only 14% of the population actually uses health clubs, I'm like, where in the heck is the other 63% out there? It's like, okay, they're too busy not to come to the gym. Are we not working out? You're working out outside.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck are people doing?
Right.
So I had an opportunity, back at that time was this whole housing thing, right? All of us wanted to buy houses and different things. And so it was like, okay, where are we going to put the money? Are we going to put the money into the business, the houses, etc.? And I had the opportunity to open up what we call brick and mortar. That's a health club, right?
Wow.
But that amount would have been just ridiculous. And I said, you know what? I am such a people person. I've been stuck in the office. I've had to put the shower cap on as the underwater welder in the pool, having to screw the safety handle. I mean, all kinds of stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something where I'm actually going to people. And at that time, I did tell my husband, and I said, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do. But actually, I went part-time first. I told my company, I said, hey, I'm going to end up scaling back because this was like I said, about a year and a half after I had my child, and I was like, I'm going to go part-time.
Right.
And so I was working.
To have some stability.
Yeah, and I was working part-time there. And then at that time, I literally worked myself like crazy.
Yeah.
To start my own business.
And tell everyone what you actually do with Fitfully Femme. Because I don't know if they know that it's a mobile gym, which is unheard of. So
yeah, it is. And especially the people are like, what do you do? You go to people's houses and train? You go to places of business? You mean I could be in my office, go change real quick, work out, and then go? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And actually, it really started the concept because being a mom, being a wife, all those kind of good things, you really don't have a lot of time to drive to the gym, work out, drive back home, do all this. So I set up my own home gym and I said, hey, that's what I'm going to give to the people. And I would probably say it took a while to get business up and going. I have to tell you, that's a big challenge.
About how long did it take for you to get your business up and going? How did you land your first client?
It probably took me, I'm thinking, about 5 months to land my first client.
Wow.
And that was from a referral. And that's even after doing marketing, sending out email marketing. I'm talking about direct mail, right? Which probably anybody does now, but I did that door to door. I mean, grinding hard every single day. And then after about 5 months is when I got my first client. So, and then after her, it just kind of shot off.
Yeah, and since then, so that was the beginning. But since then, now you've written 2 books. And you've been featured in a number of different magazines, radio shows, blogs, things like that. And now you have this fitness retreat. Kind of tell us how all that came to be.
Wow. When you say all that, I guess we're so in the moment that you don't even recognize. Like, what? Who are you talking? Who is LA it is?
Yeah, exactly.
Me? What are you talking about?
That's you, girl.
But, I guess what it says you continue to set goals, right? Small goals, large goals, whatever happens. I am a goal-oriented person, but I'm more of a fulfill your dreams type person, fulfill your ideas type person. Because goals you set and they come and go. I'm in fitness. People who I work with, and when I do radio interviews, okay, Monique, everybody's setting January 1st goals, and they never do it. So it's more, what are your dreams? Yeah. What are your ideas? And go for it. Exactly. And that's just what mine was.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
My idea and dream, right, was to have something to where I can control my own paycheck. I can be my own owner. Yeah. I can build something in which I can create other people to build their own owners, right? To be their own owners. Because now I have other trainers.
Yeah, you're franchised now.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing. So just for everyone out there, if you are at all interested in doing your own mobile gym, Monique gives you, do you give everything, all the equipment?
So this is how it works. You come on board, we give you something called a starter kit, which is all your initial things you do to get started. And then after that, we tell people, build as you go. Many of your clients already have equipment, so you don't need a lot of that. And then as you get more of a diversified population, then you can your equipment. Yeah.
I love that. And then can you just briefly talk about, I don't even know if you want to, but can you talk about the price of what that is to start up if they were to get a starter kit from you?
Sure. So if you come on, which is called the option 1, in which you just want to be a trainer only, that is no cost to you. You just come on board because you are what we call a 1099. So you are an independent contractor with us. Now, if you choose to be what we call a team builder, in which you want to begin to have trainers underneath you, then that is $199 starter kit, because you have a lot more business management systems that come with your mobile training business than just, okay, I'm coming on board and getting referrals and I'm going out and training. So it just depends on where your commitment to the business is.
And that's really interesting, because that is what you're doing. I mean, I don't think it's been done that I know of, that I can think of. I mean, it's a really unique idea, and obviously it's working. I mean, you're at people's homes at 5 a.m. and then I can never get a hold of you, and interviews to go on and things to do. So
don't tell me, Ashlee. I know that's crazy. We're like 5 doing at their houses at that time. I know.
So what would you say would be your biggest piece of advice for women who are starting out a business, they manage a family, or they're working and they want to start a business. What kind of advice would you give to someone like that?
My biggest thing is you have to have faith. Like that, faith is a lot of things that you believe in that are unseen.
That's
right.
Right.
There are things in which it's your subconscious that helps you work on your conscious to get things out and going.
Right.
You have to be your own best friend. Like, it's consistent, because even from your spouse, and there's times where you will get, it's kind of like that negative positive. Like,
Yeah.
I support you, but then again, this is what really priority is.
Yeah.
And that's the closest one to you. And maybe it's not even your spouse, maybe it's your other business partner or
Sure.
your family or whoever. So you have to walk in faith and know that what you're doing is your perfect balance. That what you're doing is, maybe you couldn't give 100% to your kids or 100% to your husband, and you gave 100% to your business. You have to know that that is okay. Because
Exactly.
at that time,
Yeah.
that's where your instinct was. That's where you felt your time needed to be devoted. And that's because you have faith and you know that, hey, this is where there's no such thing as perfect balance. I don't
That's
care
right.
what anybody says.
Yes.
But whatever you decide to do, you go hard at it, you do your best at it, and you be in the moment.
Right.
I think that's something that's very important throughout whatever you do, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Just be in the moment and do the best you can do, walk in faith at that time. And I think everything would be good.
So let's dive into these books, because obviously exercisology is extremely interesting. And I kind of want to know what you're doing with that. Belly Fit Basics. I remember when you wrote that book, and I think it's been amazing for a lot of women during their pregnancy and also bouncing back after pregnancy. So tell us about both of those books and give a little overview of what they talk about.
Well, first of all, I want to tell all authors, because I think, when people are like, oh my goodness, she wrote a book. Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what I tell everybody, and please heed to these words. The book does not bring you money. What brings you money is recognition that you are an author of a specific industry.
That's right.
That's what brings you money.
Yes.
So people saying, oh great, Monique, you're the author of Belly Fit Basics, which is pre and postnatal fitness. Can you come and talk or speak, right?
Right,
So
it gives you
what's about
credibility.
You bring your books, bam, you
Right.
sell them. You see what I mean?
Yes.
That's what's going to bring you money. Your book being on Amazon, your book being at Barnes & Noble, it's really not going to generate you all that income that everybody thinks.
Yeah.
So that's the first kind of reality check that I want to give a lot of authors.
Yeah, it gives you more of a platform, and it builds your credibility so that you can be out on the circuit.
Right. And it's not direct sales, it's what you can build from that. So I tell everybody who wants my advice about that, and even exercisology, right?
Yeah.
It's a great book, it's unique, there's nothing like that out there.
No.
But listen, sex, Monique, what is that?
Yeah.
You put heart rate monitors on people, they had sex, you collect the data, huh? I mean, it's great, right? But
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. How did you get the research for your book, Exercisology? I'd love to know.
Let's see here. Well, what I did is I sent it out like a mass email, and I needed 25 couples. I created these things called sexepisodes, which are basically sex circuits, right? You're working out, you have your circuits, upper body, lower body that you're doing, and I created themes. So it's A through Z, right? So for example, B is boot camp. It's 15 positions. Crazy. You're going to be sweating. You transfer in and out every position about 2 minutes. And people wore heart rate monitors. And then they let me know how many calories they burned after the sex circuit. And I took the data and I created the book.
This is like too much for me. Oh my gosh. I love it. I think that's a very bold move. I mean, to get out there and say, hey guys, I want you to wear this device while you have fun.
Yeah.
And then report back to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure like that book has gotten a lot of buzz just from the name alone.
And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it came about. And once again, great concept, but still really trying to push the book. I get book sales off the internet and those different things too, but it's still a journey. It's been out a year now, and I'm still doing things to push the book and make it successful. So
of course.
it's continuing all the time.
Well, it's always a work in progress. And then quickly before we wrap up, tell us a little bit about your Fit for La Femme V, your retreat.
Okay. So we have an annual retreat called La Femme Wellness Retreat. Super fun. It is 2 full days, all inclusive. It is women only. We do have a controlled menu, all great, healthy, organic food, local, and absolutely amazing fitness and also medical professionals. So it's a great way to just get away. It's always at the end of the year. It's in October. And to just refresh and renew and to relax. And you can also do spa services, which is nice.
Love that.
But it's something that I feel all women should invest in yourself. And I created. And this is the 4th year. I can't believe it. So we're still going.
I know. No, it's an amazing retreat. I was there on the 1st year and it's great. How can people get a hold of you if they would like to go and do the retreat or get the book or find out about your business? How can they get a hold of you?
Sure. You can go to my direct website at lafemmemobilegym.com, and La Femme is 2 M's. You can also, I post quite a few things on my Twitter page, which is at Monique's Fit. You can also become my friend on Facebook, or even just a simple general email to lafemmemobilegym@gmail.com.
Well, thank you so much, Monique. I had so much fun talking to you, and I will definitely have to pick up exercisology again and take a deeper look. And, for the audience, what do you guys think is the biggest piece of advice that Monique gave today that would be helpful in your business? Sometimes we just need to hear it from someone else and kind of take a peek into their lives. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. And our conversation usually happens on YouTube and the blog. So whether you're just starting out or you're running a multi-million-dollar company, we are MIA because women entrepreneurs really are managing it all. So keep living your dreams and focusing on integration rather than balance because it's ever elusive. And remember that you can have it all. Thank you for watching.